Good morning and welcome to our May 13th, 2020 morning reflection. My name is Reverend Valerie Freseman, and I'm the consulting minister at First Universalist Church of Southold. I am creating these morning meditation videos with the intention of giving you a little jump start to whatever spiritual practices you may be engaging in during this time of social distancing, as we cannot be present with one another physically as a congregation. And you may not already have a spiritual practice, or you may have a very different one. I include things like gardening and cooking in spiritual practices, as intentional activities that we undertake in order to get a sense of something beyond ourselves, however we define that, whether it's peace, whether it's connection, whether it's God, whether it is something else. But that's how I define a spiritual practice: is an intentional action that we undertake deliberately and frequently so that we cultivate a connection to something present that we can sense beyond ourselves, whether or not that is deity or whether it is just a sense of well-being or peace. And so I'd like to, before I begin, recommend that as you watch these videos, you might want to do two things. First of all, as much as is possible in your general situation, take the time to really be intentional and listen to this in your own room or apart from other people who you may be sharing your household with. I know that this is very difficult at this time when people are with their family members or with their children, or in other ways more intensely closed up than normal. But to carve out the time to generally try to remove other distractions will, I believe, enhance your experience. And as an aid to that, I would also recommend that you have beside you or with you a candle that you can light to begin, or a Unitarian Universalist chalice. A simple act like lighting of a candle does one thing: it sets the time apart from ordinary time. And when you undertake that deliberate act, it could also be dropping a stone in water, or arranging a table and putting objects on it, whatever rituals that you might do at home that for you mean that the time is ordinary and that it is time for your mind and body and spirit to shift into a time apart from time and not an ordinary time. And so the structure of these meditations will be that I will light our chalice. I will discuss what the intention of the short period of time is. I will read you with read a meditation for you, which is in our gray hymnal. And I will then close out with a few ending breaths. So we'll have lighting of a chalice, a few breaths to get centered, discussion of the intention, reading of the poem, and a few moments to end and to offer words of prayer and support for the world out there. So I will begin by lighting our chalice. Light this chalice, mindful of and grateful for those who have kindled the flame within us. And now I'd like you all to begin centering with me and put your feet solidly on the floor and begin to make your body as comfortable as possible, however your body feels comfortable, your unique body. Sitting up straight but not erect, finding the center, and in general, taking some nice deep breaths according to a pattern. When we are mindful of the rhythm of our breath, we begin to slow down and center our awareness. If you don't wish to close your eyes, that's fine. You can focus for a time on a point on the floor or a point in front of you, but begin to relax your awareness. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Allow yourself to become more and more aware of your centeredness, of your breath. And exhale. This whole month, I have been sharing with you some reflections on the theme of thresholds, which is the Soul Matters theme for the month in the curriculum, the Soul Matters curriculum. And this morning, the intention that I'd like to leave you with is the intention of discerning one's greeting. When I say discerning one's greeting, what I mean is to be aware of the ways in which you greet the world and which your own particular greeting to the world adds to the world's peace, adds to the world's prosperity, adds to the justice and compassion in the world. With every day that passes, we face all kinds of challenges. Every time we wake up in the morning, we have the challenges that have gone on before, and we are anticipating new challenges. And it's at times during those thresholds, especially now when we are all that more anxious because of what is going on in the world, we can lose sight of the individual day, of the individual person, and the individual strength that we each possess, and the power that we each possess to make the world a place worth greeting, to wake up into the world that is suffused with possibility. And so I'd like to share with you this reading from our Gray Hymnal number 438. And Clinton Lee Scott. From the east comes the sun, bringing a new and unspoiled day. It has already circled the earth and looked upon distant lands and faraway peoples. It has passed over mountain ranges and the waters of 7 seas. It has shone upon laborers in the fields, into the windows of homes and shops and factories. It has beheld proud cities with gleaming towers and also the hovels of the poor. It has been witness to both good and evil, the works of honest men and women, and the conspiracy of knaves. It has seen marching armies, bomb-blasted villages, and destruction that wasteth at noonday. Now, unsullied from its tireless journey, it comes to us, messenger of the morning, harbinger of a new day. And so with that reading, which is number 438 in your Gray Hymnal, if you have a hymnal at home, I set the intention, and I wish to offer you the intention this day to think about the possibility of a new morning and of a new greeting and of a threshold that we are in every morning when we wake up. What we put out in the world in justice, love, and compassion will be what the sun sees and carries around back to us. I think that it is a very hopeful message and a hopeful way to think about practicing things and about knowing that, of course, there'll be times when we do not get things perfect and we fail short. But the practice of greeting, of seeing each day as possibility, at least provides us with a sense of hope, and it provides us with the truth that we are always anticipating something, and we can always we may suffer through loss, we may suffer through change, but that possibility always remains for new things to enter in. And so with that, I'd like to end with a few more centering breaths and guided breathing. And if you could join me in that spirit and in a spirit of prayer. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, hold, and allow your body once more to enter into that state of relaxation. Today we have set the intention to be mindful of our own capacity to add to the world's greeting and to brighten the sun of the world, the warmth of the world as it travels around its course. We are mindful today of those who are in mourning, those who are ill. We are mindful of those and lift those up who are suffering from financial uncertainty, homelessness. We lift up and hold in our hearts those people on the front lines providing essential services, those elected officials around the globe, and people in a position of leadership who have the power to do justice, to love mercy, and to walk humbly. We ask the same of ourselves. And with the intention today to greet the world with a sense of hope, I leave you, and I will hopefully see you and speak to you via the internet, via the phone, or in person at one of our First Universalist Church Southold gatherings. And for now, I will extinguish this chalice, not the fire of commitment or the warmth of community. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Blessed be, Amen, Ashe, and Shalom.